Oh, guys, what's going on? What's going on? And welcome in. Welcome in the stream. I'm actually retweeting this right now on Twitter. Um, but appreciate you guys tuning in. It's hard to do two things at once, at least for me it is. But welcome in the stream, guys. And kind of a surprise for most of you, but if you don't know, today is actually my birthday. And so this is a birthday stream. Nothing really special, nothing different. But I try to make sure that I am definitely, anytime I see someone that has a birthday, I try to make sure I write down as many birthdays as possible because I love birthday wishes and loves, and I love celebrating myself, especially on my birthday. It's one day of the year. So for those of you, for other people, I try to make sure I remember their birthdays as well. But appreciate you tuning in to me. We're going to be placing some bets, looking at some NFL, college football plays. We're going to look at some DFS right now at the moment and kind of take a look at that and see what's going on. What's going on, Trent? What's going on, Irish? Appreciate that, man. Thank you, Logan. So we're going to put a poll up here, guys, real quick just to see what's going on. For the most part, it's been a pretty good day. There's one thing that's really been bothering me, but for the most part, all my friends and family have sent me a lot of love and appreciation, and it's been a really, really nice birthday. So we're going to start a little poll just for fun. So we're going to put up a little poll here right now just for fun. All right, there we go. A little poll right now since today's my birthday. How old do you think I am? Over, under 39 and a half. Let's see which one goes there. All right, so let's kind of get started here. We're looking at let's start with the AI slip generator before we jump into the optimizer. And I will say I cooked up some slips last night. Again, guys, when it comes to DFS, if you want to follow and tail my slips that I actually create, I would say that my Pickett would be the best. So for Pickett, let's put this up. Pickett is Billy C, because I don't really track my DFS slips over on my OddsJam bet tracker. Just it's way too much work for me to manually find each one of these plays and to add it to a tracker. So if you want to tail my DFS slips for parlay play, better, underdog, PrizePicks, Epic, I don't think Epic's supported, DraftKings Pick 6, I would highly suggest just follow me over at Pickett. So because that's just the easiest way. That's how I track it. And I got some hum babies in there right now that are looking really good for a little birthday treat. PrizePicks 6-pick entry right here, guys. Again, I'm not a huge fan anymore of playing 6 picks. They're very optimal. They're very high ROI, 5 and 6 pick flex entries. PrizePicks has been dropping some promo boosts. They dropped a bunch of like 35% promo boosts, which are awesome. But I don't play as many 5 and 6 pick entries just because I really hate the variance. The variance is just a pain in the butt. And so we're over here right now looking at some 6 picks. So I'm not going to share these because I really don't want to play 5 and 6 pick entries. Once in a while we win them, and you will be profitable playing 5 and 6 pick entries. The problem is that you're going to have to play hundreds and hundreds of these and deal with the variance and see that edge turn itself out over time. I would rather play 3-pick entries. Now for better, I will play a 5-pick slip because it's the only type of slip that I can play here in Arizona. We got some good stuff going on right now with Underdog. I got 3 different 3-pick entries. 2 of them are looking muy bueno. And then I got one here that's looking decent right now. So Underdog could be on and popping. But I'm going to fire up my better entry off to the side here. I'm just going to go ahead and copy and paste this. The only thing is with better, I can't play this McGowan play because I can't play collegiate player props. But I can play everything else. So I'm going to try to find a different play for this. We did hit on our last entry for better that we shared. I forgot about it. It was, I think, a Friday or Saturday entry. And we had Lamar over 7 rushing attempts. He hit 7 exactly. Now we're looking for him to go over 7.5. That's going to be a dandy. Ravens, Chiefs. That's going to be so good. Let's take a look at Chad Ryland on his kicking points. Okay, and then Mr. Darnold. This is going to be the Thursday night game, so we'll find out by Thursday what's going to happen. We're looking at what? Under 30.5 passing attempts. We need Kyler's over 30.5 passing attempts to cash our underdog slip from yesterday. So we're hoping that turns out to be the case. This is the final week of the Major League Baseball season. Matthew Boyd under 5Ks. Again, I'll still play it we'll see how that goes. And then is there any other better value out there? There isn't. So real quick, guys, I'm going to hop over to the optimizer, go over to better. I'm going to try to find one more leg that I really like that I can play that's not college basketball related. So Santander, we're getting minus 120. That's only 9 cents off the Pinnacle. That's it's okay. But I'll throw it on there with Santander. And we're looking at for him to not score a run tonight in the game. No, we are looking for him to score a run tonight. Okay. So it's going to be a 5-pick slip. I have to play it as all 5 dynamic. I can take dynamic or perfect. So this is nice. I can actually take the insurance on this finally over at better. So I'm going to take the insurance. You're getting slightly better odds on the insurance play, guys. And you're also receiving, some insurance there because you only have to hit 4 or 5. Appreciate that, MP. Yeah, Dr. Slips, it's my birthday today. Skunky, appreciate that, bro. Yeah, appreciate that, man. Not over 21. The over-under. So right now the under is currently at the over-under 39.5. The under is at a 65% no. We'll take a look at the end of the game just to see what's going on. Negative runs, Pirates and Reds. Yeah, I know, Will. Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy for sure. Okay, let's get back over the slip and let's take a look at some others. Unfortunately, on this optimizer, guys, you can't pick if you just want 3 picks or 5 picks or 6 picks. So there's a 5-pick better entry. Zolt, how are you, bro? It's been a minute, but nice to see you back in here. 3-pick dabble entry. For any of the dabble people out there, if you want this is a 3-pick, almost a 7% edge. Got a video coming out soon, guys. New DFS player that's coming into the arena that I'm really, really excited about because there's going to be some edges out there that you can run that you normally can't run on an underdog or a PrizePicks. And so I'm really excited about this. Video will be dropping before the end of this week on the Odds Jam channel going over this new DFS book that I am very excited about. What do we got here? 2-pick entry on rebet. Yes runs first inning, Pirates, Reds. Ryan Weathers on his earned runs. So I'm fine betting this. I just want to take a little peek over here on Odds Jam. I want to take a peek and spot check these plays. So I can definitely spot check the Pirates, Reds, yes or no runs, first inning totals here. Pinnacle currently has this at plus 144 odds. This is crazy. That's a really good play. Love that play. Let's take a look at Ryan Weathers on his earned runs. I know he pitches for the Marlins. Taking on the Phillies. And let's see. Weathers at plus 118 odds. Pinnacle's at plus 109. We're getting this at plus 118. It's the best odds out there on the over. It's fine. So I'll run a little 2-leg entry over here on Props Builder, guys. Again, if you have access to a Bovada, to a BetOnline, shout out to BetOnline. They gave me $35 today. No, they just gave me $35. I don't have to wager it. It's not a bonus bet. It was just a birthday special. They gave me $35 today. Shout out to them. So I'm going to come over here to Props Builder, and I'm going to cook up this 2-leg slip one last time for old time's sake for baseball. So we'll go to earn runs. We'll look at the Phillies and the Marlins. Over 2.5. Cool. And then I can't share my screen anymore, guys, because YouTube cracks down on me showing offshore sports books. So you just got to take my word for it that I am going to place this bet. And then I'm pretty sure you have to go to game props. Click into Pirates, Reds, and then a run team to score first. A run in the first inning, it's at plus 180. Really, really good. And I'm going to throw a hundo on this. They let me bet 292, which is pretty good. So I'm going to take a little screenshot of this. This is a classic 2-leg parlay. Again, there it is. Plus 180, plus 118, $100. Going to pay us out $513 in profit, which is really, really good. So I love that over on BetOnline. Like that a lot. Okay. Do we have any 3-pick entries at all? This is like 2%. Jackson Dart, Scoto. I can't do the Gilmore play. All right. So we can maybe do Jackson Dart. Because again, guys, I'm really just more into this. I'm going to pull off my underdog off to the side. We'll go to champions. Let's go to Jackson Dart. We're looking for him. I mean, dude, like over 299 passing and rushing. I mean, he has wheels. My man can run. No doubt about that. Scoto on the esports over 8.5. And then to finish off this esports play, guys, I'm going to open up the Larry model from the Juice Bets Discord, and I'm just going to find one more underdog play. Okay, we'll do this dude. So take a look at this, the under 26.5. All right, this is going to be a 3-pick entry with no insurance. I'm going to share the link with you guys right here. This is how I'm going to do it. If you want to use the collegiate player props, check it out. LVGIT, what's going on, man? Everyone loves that. No doubt about that. Appreciate that, Patrick. Thank you, Angie. Appreciate that. Really appreciate the birthday wishes, guys. 58% currently think that I'm under 39.5 years old. Wow, that means 42% believe that I'm either 40 or over, which is pretty cool. I'll reveal the age here at the end. Just got to get a little suspense. Also, guys, I'm going to be in Pittsburgh. Again, we'll have a stream tomorrow. No stream on Friday because I'm going to be flying out to Pittsburgh. It's a red-eye flight. So we are currently, looks like 64 subs away from 7,500. If we get to 7,500 subs over the weekend or by Monday, I will still be in Pittsburgh. So I'll save the 7.5K day giveaway stream for then Tuesday. Okay, so if we hit 7,500 subs over the weekend, just know that Tuesday, when I'm back here in Arizona, Tuesday morning, we will have that stream. But if we don't hit it by Tuesday, then any day next week that we hit the number, we should hit it by then. That's when we'll run our giveaway. You're eligible to win one time. So $75 I'm giving away to 7 people. You have Venmo, Cash App, PayPal. That's what I'm paying out on, right? If you are a channel supporter, normally you're going to have preferential treatment over it, but we're going to run a trivia style of stream where I'm going to ask some random questions, and you have to make sure that you answer the question correctly, type it correctly, but the first person that types it and answers correctly wins it. And we'll do some different types, but it's going to be 7 different challenges to give away $75. It's a fun stream. It's a little different. We will still be giving out plays, but we're just going to be giving out plays, and then I'll kind of pause the stream and ask a question and see what everyone thinks. That's kind of how the stream works. Again, the only reason for my success is because of you guys, and specifically you that show up every day here to the live streams. You are the heart and soul of this base, and I cannot thank you enough. So I try to make sure that when I hit some personal milestones, I give away some cash. The next big milestone will be 10,000 subscribers. When we hit 10,000, that'll be a big one. It might be $100 for 10 people type of deal. I might give away $1,000. Just want to make sure that I can give away some money to thank you guys because it does not go unnoticed. We start on DraftKings pick 6, 3-pick entries, no insurance. Again, if you don't like to play 3 picks, you want to play 2-pick entries, you can do that here with OddsJam's Optimizer. OddsJam's Optimizer is just a tool. So it's going to give you its opinion. And as I've grown older and have been through the years, this is now my 4th year using OddsJam. They didn't have an optimizer 4 years ago, but they've had it for the last couple of years. My opinion has changed or evolved as I've moved on as a sports bettor. So I will take some of their plays and look at them and say, maybe I like this play, maybe I don't. If you would have watched the stream a year ago, I would have told you plays in green are good, yellow's okay, red's bad. I don't look at that anymore. I treat every individual play differently, and I advise you to do the same. So on Herbert, over on his passing attempts, over 32.5. This is minus 108 on FanDuel. I don't mind this over on DraftKings. I prefer to see Pinnacle's line here. Looking at Sam Darnold on his under 30.5. Again, FanDuel and Pinnacle see this at minus 128, minus 129. On a 3-pick slip, this is okay. It's not incredible. It's just fine, but I'm okay with it. Geno, you can see passing attempts is a popular market here for pick 6, at least for the optimizer. That the optimizer thinks there's some type of edge betting on passing attempts. They think that DraftKings pick 6 has this severely mispriced compared to the market. Again, if you are betting passing attempts for the first 6-7 weeks using the optimizer and you're tracking your picks meticulously, you can figure out for yourself if you're onto something or not. That would be my recommendation, right? Look at your individual picks that are player passing attempts on pick 6. Take a look at your win-loss or hit rate there for each individual pick. And that's where you can start to figure out, is this optimizer actually good for passing attempts or is it garbage, right? That's where I want you to evolve as a sports bettor. Instead of betting these plays and being like, lost another one, start looking at your old slips that you bet passing attempts on. Pay attention to these things, because if you don't look back at your old notes and see and look at your old plays and review them, then you're just bound to repeat your same mistakes again and again and again. If you want to be profitable sports betting, you have to put in some work. And it's not just good enough betting these plays on a screen. You need to pay attention, because what your past betting results are going to help shape your future, success or your doom as a sports bettor. So Lamar passing touchdown. So I normally like to see Pinnacle's odds here. Don't mean to go on a super long rant. Sometimes, guys, on this stream, I get into some rants. Sometimes that happens. If we look at some minimum data points here, 2 or 3. Again, Ryland's being recommended over on Fliff. If you think that DraftKings and MGM's pretty sharp, then this is a really good play, because we're getting this 24 cents off. If you think that both DraftKings and MGM suck at pricing player props, then we don't really trust that this is a good play. Maybe Fliff's the sharp one here. So it all depends on kind of what you believe, right? On who you think is sharp. Because there's no Pinnacle, there's no FanDuel. So that's why I really like to find plays where there's Pinnacle and FanDuel. And as you can see here for Fliff, it's very hard to do so. Like on this under 1.5 first half total goals, okay, this is a good price. But here's the problem with this play, guys, okay? Here's a problem with this play that most people don't talk about. Number one, it's not that this play for the Utah Royals and Bay FC is a bad play. It's not. But the problem with this play is that here's 3 things that's wrong with this. Number one, it's Wednesday, and you're placing a bet for Saturday. How many of your friends right now are placing bets for Saturday? Not many. Now, let's whittle this down a little bit more. How many of your friends are betting women's soccer on Wednesday when the game's on Saturday? Then let's whittle this down one more time again. How many of your friends are betting an under on the first half on a women's soccer match that's like 3 days away? Probably the answer is nobody. So this is a good play from a top-down sports betting strategy. Minus 278 on Pinnacle, minus 205 on Fliff. That's a good play. But how many casual sports bettors are betting first half women's soccer match total unders on a Wednesday? Nobody. Don't bet this. So when you throw your hands up in the air and you can't figure out why you're getting limited, this is why you're getting limited, because nobody bets this. There's going to be like 50 people that bet this. And guess what? If I was a trader at the sports book and I saw that like 50 people were betting this right now, I would take a strong guess that they're all using an odd screen at some point and there's value popping up, right? So while this is a good play, don't bet it. And if you can appreciate that honesty with me, then subscribe to the channel. Let's see what else we got. Let's look at some owner's box. If anyone's using owner's box. LGVIT. Christopher thinks I'm about 37. Damn, Christopher. That's a pretty good guess. No, actually, Eric, it's not. They actually didn't give me the bonus bet amount that I'm not 35. Not 35 anymore. But good. It was a good guess. It was a very good guess. It would make sense that they would. So appreciate that, LG. So a very common thing is stop thinking of this as plus odds and minus odds. That's what I would tell you, LV. So here's what I would say. Again, this is for anyone. And again, I'm just going to kind of rifle through some DFS books while I explain this. So let's say that I bought this iPhone, okay? And I got the box and I got the receipt to prove it, that I just bought this iPhone at the Verizon store 10 minutes ago. And I paid $1,000 cash for this iPhone. And I go up to you and I go, hey, bro, I'll sell you this iPhone for $1 billion right now out of the case. Is that a good price? When you know, and I showed you the receipt and you could see that I paid $1,000. Is spending $1 billion on this iPhone a good price? No, it's not. No one would bet it. If I told you that, hey, bro, I got this iPhone and I'll sell it to you for $25 and I just bought it for $1,000 and it's still in the case, it's still in the wrapping, everything's perfect. Is that a good price? Stop thinking about this in plus minus odds. It's all about price. If I give you a good enough price on a plus 150 odds, if I tell you that this play for Matthew Boyd, that's plus 122 at FanDuel. If I told you right now, I would give you plus $1 billion odds on this play. Would you take it? Yeah, because it's a great price. It's awesome. You're getting paid out way more than what you should at plus $1 billion odds. And I know this is an outlandish example, but that's the case. If everybody has this at plus 122 and I'm giving you plus $1 billion odds, would you not bet that every single time if I offered it, right? So everyone, when you're new to sports betting, everyone falls into the trap of, and I fell into the trap too. I'm no different. I'm just like everybody else, where I thought that the minus odds plays were the safe plays. And the truth is that these sports books don't always price these correctly. By the way, betting plus 122 odds is slightly worse than a flip of a coin. So instead of getting it 50-50, you might be getting it at a 45% chance instead of 50% chance. So it's not like we're talking massive underdogs here, okay? So you can think that maybe you want to take, and if you can find plays that are at minus 190, that you're getting it at minus 119, that's a really good deal. But it's not always the case. You don't want to be taking plays at minus 105 odds and putting it on a minus 119 slip on PrizePicks, right? All top-down sports betting is, it all revolves around price. That's all that it revolves around. I don't care what you tell me sports betting. I don't care what pick you tell me is a good or bad pick. If the price is right, dude, I'm in. If we're talking on like the number 9 hitter for the Cardinals to hit a home run, but you're giving me plus $1 billion odds on him to hit a home run, I'm going to bet that thing every single time. Every single time. Ace Way, no, on that play, that was just, I'm sorry, that was simply just an example on Boyd. That wasn't maybe necessarily to take the over. But here, Pinnacle's at minus 127. At minus 118 on a 6-pick slip, it's okay. The difference is fine. It's not incredible. But the over 4.5, it's all right. The problem with owner's box is that this is a 6-man entry. I'd probably rather make 3-man entries with no insurance. You're getting this now at minus 122, where Pinnacle's at minus 127. It's not as attractive, but I would rather play a 3-pick slip. Again, though, when you see with Josh Naylor, I don't have Pinnacle or FanDuel's odds, so I don't really know if this is good. What I would definitely do, guys, is like I've talked about before, sign up with Bookmaker and Bet Online. Even if you don't want to deposit, you don't have to deposit with them, but just set up an account with them, because Bookmaker is very sharp at hits, runs, RBIs for player props. Pinnacle doesn't have odds for this market. Bookmaker does. So if you have a Bookmaker account, you could go over to Bookmaker and look at what they have odds for Naylor and see if that's a good play or not, right? If Bookmaker's sitting at minus 160 on Naylor for the over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, getting this at minus 122 is a very good play. So I understand that maybe for some of you guys, if it's a too quick or maybe not as descriptive of a breakdown, but the bottom line is, with arbitrage betting, it's different. But with positive EV betting, it's all about price. I can be talked into any play, sports betting, if the price is right. With arbitrage, we don't really care what the odds range is. We're just day trading the books. Pick whatever sports books that you have accounts with. For pre-match arbitrage, I set my minimum ROI to 10%. If you find a play, pre-match arbitrage, meaning the game hasn't started yet, and it's over 10%, it's probably a mistake made by the sports books. I like going after main markets, player props, looking at plays for today. So if I click refresh once more, Profit X and Bovada, okay, first half money line play. There's $2,900 over here on Profit X, which is a lot of money. When you see a plus odds on both sides, that's that you can day trade the books and make a risk-free profit. Bovada might have made a mistake here, and they probably did, okay? But you bet the Cardinals first half money line on Bovada. You bet the Giants first half money line on Profit X. The only problem with this arbitrage play is that there is a chance that the score's tied after the 5th inning. That's what the first half money line is, the first 5 innings. So going into the top of the 6th, if it's a tie game like 1-1, 0-0, 5-5, then it's a push. That's the only problem with this play. But if you wager $100 on one book and $100 on another book, you're either going to make $210 or $204, no matter what happens. The more money that you invest in this play, the more money that you can make. Obviously, as you can see the screen behind me, the odds changed. These books do not leave these out here all day long. Bovada fixed their odds. It's not an arbitrage play anymore because the minus odds number is larger than the plus odds number. 125 is larger than 104. That's how it works, right? So that's okay. We just refresh the page and we take a look at more opportunities. Understanding how to use the calculator, understanding that you're putting different dollar amounts down depending on the price that you're receiving is very important. So with Sonny Gray, no vig, Sports Zeno, my man's either going to pitch 6 innings or more tonight or he's not. So this hook here, this 0.5, clearly defines a winner and a loser. So it doesn't matter if he goes over or under because you're going to make a profit no matter what happens. Now, for no vig, there's only $110 available. So you're going to want to go over to no vig and bet this first. So if you took the full 110 over at no vig, you would wager either $98 on Sportzino, or for me, I would just wager $100 on Sportzino. I'm going to give up $1 or $2 in profit, but how many casual sports bettors are betting $98 and how many are betting $100? I would rather just bet $100. It looks more casual. And so I bet $100. I'd have $210 totally invested, and I'm going to make a really good profit no matter what happens to Sonny Gray tonight. Whether he gives up like 10 runs in the first inning or he throws a complete game no-hitter. Doesn't matter. We're making money. Let me catch up on everybody else. Billy C, over, under on Joshua. If you mean UNC or like Unk status, like am I an uncle or like an Unk status? I don't know. I appreciate that from Alex. It's very nice of Alex. Alex is very eccentric. He's a goat. I learned everything from Alex. 4 years ago, shout out to Randall, Matt Modi, and Alex. Those are the three dudes that I learned everything. And also Boyd. Boyd was out there with a couple of videos as well for Odds Jam. If you guys, I've been following Odds Jam since 2021. So Alex was making videos. Matt Modi was making videos. Matt's an awesome dude. Randall, they're all awesome guys. So I appreciate Alex. Obviously, I would go to Alex because I'd watch Alex because he's more entertaining than I am. And he bets more DFS. So if you're a big DFS bettor, I would follow Alex. Okay. But you also need to understand that when you're watching Alex, and this isn't a knock on Alex, Alex has a bankroll that is about 1,000,000 times higher than my bankroll. So for Alex to put $1,000 down on a play is absolutely nothing. $1,000 for a play for me is a lot. And I don't mean to say nothing for Alex, but his bankroll just supersedes most of us in the chat's bankroll. Okay. So understand that Alex practices bankroll management, but Alex's bankroll is like way, 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 way far away from where my bankroll is. So just keep that in mind when you watch Alex and he's throwing money down on certain slips. So there we go. I guess, John, it should be yes or no. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't have time, John. That's a good point, John. I didn't have time to maybe put in the over-unders, but we did. I was making a video earlier on Caesars. I kind of want to bet this right now. Tennessee, Mississippi State. Maybe not. We talked about for college football, guys, bookmaker takes larger limits than Caesars. So two things that I want to do first. First, I want to open up bookmaker. So again, guys, what you need to understand is that different sports books take different wager sizes. So Pinnacle for this over-under on Tennessee takes $1,500, which is okay, right? And this is SEC football. So we're not talking like Kennesaw State versus Middle Tennessee, right? But if I type in Tennessee and Mississippi State over here on bookmaker, what you're going to notice here is on the under 64, bookmaker's taking $3,200. So bookmaker is taking more money than Pinnacle. So because bookmaker is taking double the amount of money that Pinnacle is, bookmaker is my sharp for betting college football. So what we're going to do is I'm really interested, we'll take a quick peek, guys, at some home runs today because baseball's still in session. And while the Brewers and the Padres are playing right now, I would say looking at Ballpark Pal for betting home runs, Cincinnati, Sacramento, Philadelphia, Atlanta, Angel State, where the Angels play, Cleveland, and Yankee Stadium are all really good venues to bet player home runs. Okay, that means that the ball is going to be flying out of the ballpark today. Okay, so if we were to look to bet some player home runs, here's how we would do it. And I think I have this already saved as a saved filter. Yeah, Billy C. Dingers. We can drop this down to just like 1%. DVIG settings is Pinnacle and additive. Player home runs. Let's take a look. So here we go. So Pirates Reds, Spencer Horwitz, O'Neal Cruz, Brent Rooker. I like these first three plays a lot. Bobby Witt Jr. Don't mind that. Cal Raleigh in the Mariners game. Obviously, we're talking about like the best home run hitter this year in baseball. It's -1 overall hitting conditions. It's pretty neutral. I don't mind if you want to put a bet on Big Dumper. Don't mind that at all. But I would definitely go over Spencer Horwitz, plus 670 odds. What about Onyx? Onyx have this at all? They're plus 525. So this is a DraftKings only bet. This is an ARB to bet MGM. You could literally bet the over on Horowitz on DraftKings, bet the under on MGM. You're going to make really good. You're going to make a little bit of money here. So a $100 wager on MGM pays you out $475. A $100 wager on DraftKings pays you out $670. That's $195 more money in your pocket betting at DraftKings to MGM. So if you have a buddy that's like, dude, I only bet on FanDuel because I like FanDuel, look your buddy in the face and tell him he's an idiot. Or that girl, tell her she's an idiot, because they literally are leaving money on the table not betting this over at DraftKings. So this is a play that I like. The hitting conditions are nice. I would go after that play. Any Canby Sportsbook for Brent Rooker. Again, Canby Sportsbook, good hitting conditions in Sacramento for the Astros and the A's. I don't mind going after this on Brent Rooker. If the odds are above plus 415, this is the fair price. So if you can get odds above plus 415, I like this play. If you're sitting here right now watching the stream saying, Billy, I got limited on Ballybet, like on my first week of the opening the account. And I'll say, okay, but my next question is, do you have access to NoVig? Do you have access to ProfitX? If your answer is yes, then go create a bet over at NoVig and ProfitX for odds at the same price. If you have access to the exchanges, all of these plays, if you're limited on all these books, go create a wager right now to bet the over on these guys. I don't see, or if you don't have access to the exchanges, but you're limited on Ballybet and you can still get $5, $10, $15 down, I would bet this all day long. Like you're going to make probably an extra $20 to $40 on profit betting on Brent Rooker to go deep, depending on how much you can get down. And if you're new to betting on player home runs, while we only have like a week left of the regular season, less than that, I would go do that, right? So there's a lot of different options that you have. Bobby Witt Jr., this looks to be a very good price on FanDuel. I am limited on FanDuel, but I can still bet this. And I like the fact that Angel Stadium has plus 22%. They're telling me to bet $20. I'll probably round this up to $50 because this has been one of, if not my most profitable markets all baseball season, is betting player home runs. If you go check my picket right now, go look at my anytime touchdowns in September. Yeah, we're making money betting anytime touchdowns. I made a video talking about betting anytime touchdowns. Shame on you if you're not betting anytime touchdowns right now, because I gave you plenty of notice ahead of time and we're making money doing it right now. So we're going to go over here to Bobby Witt. I don't mean, this is really, by the way, guys, I'm not a bitter old man. I guess I'm older. I sound like a bitter old man. But this is more for like the people that are in the streams every day. Like if you're not betting these markets, you're just like, you don't like money. That's how I would say it. I might sound like a pompous ass, but honestly, like we're making money over here. Do you not want to make some? So Bobby Witt Jr., we're going to throw $50 on this. My max wager size is 142 over on FanDuel. Again, I don't tell you just to place these bets. I put my money where my mouth is here. This is one book that I'm not severely limited on. So we're going to grab Bobby Witt to go deep. $50. Again, it's an edge. It's not an incredible edge, but it's pretty good. It's not bad. It's not bad. All right. So there's some player home runs. Chi-Town, appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Judge going yard, Spencer going yard, Logan. Yeah, hopefully it does, man. Hopefully it does. Let's see that. Marcos says, appreciate the content. Question about live EV betting. How do you determine that EV is based off the closing value? So Marcos, yeah, it's going to be difficult, right? You're not really going to, with live EV betting, that's a good question. You're not going to be able to tell if, what the closing line value is, because it's constantly changing every couple seconds or every minute, right? I'd say it's changing like every 30 seconds. So speaking of anytime touchdowns, let's take a quick peek at anytime TDs. The only thing that I have to change on this, I might have done it, is over here, you want to make sure that you type in player touchdowns. Okay, not anytime touchdowns anymore, guys. Make sure you change this to player touchdowns. We're going at a plus minus 150, 1% edge. So you really just have to trust there, Mercado, that the price that you're seeing from the sharp books, you're getting just a really good price. If Caesars is giving you the over 8.5 on a baseball game at minus 110 and every other book's at minus 140, trust that Caesars is sleeping at the wheel and that you're getting a good price. It's going to be a different story for live EV betting than for pre-match. We're not looking for today. We're going to go custom date range. We'll go Thursday to Monday. Really? Nothing out there? That kind of stinks. We got nothing? Pinnacle worst case? How about Bookmaker? How about Circa? How about just odds jam recommend? We got nothing here? Let me just do something real quick here, guys. I don't know. Let me double check. First off, let me double check Pinnacle to make sure that they have anytime touchdown scores. I'm sure they do. Again, I'm not logged into my Pinnacle account here. You don't have to be logged in to take a look to see what Pinnacle's odds are. That's kind of another cool thing. All right, so I come down here to football, go over here to the Seahawks Cardinals. You go to more, you see this player props. If you don't see player props when you come down to the more section, this is the same for baseball. That just means that Pinnacle hasn't set their player prop odds. That's all that means. Let's go to touchdowns. Oh yeah, they got AJ Barner, they got Cooper Kupp. Yeah, they got touchdowns set up. So this is just an odds jam thing. So let's come over here. Let's go to worst case. And let's take a look at some NFL. Let's look at the date range. Let's just go next 7 days. Make that simple. If this ever happens with you guys with your presets, I would just advise to clear out everything and reset everything and work it like that. Again, guys, 1 week free trial to OddsJam. Get 35% off your first month after the 1 week trial ends using code Billy35. Oh, we got some flip value right now on Marvin Harrison Jr. Also, no VIG value at plus 210 odds. Anything that's really above plus 202 is EV. So I don't really see this at any other books other than no VIG and Fliff. But if you have accounts with these two books, I like Marvin Harrison Jr. anytime touchdown. Very good price. While Pinnacle isn't taking a large amount, guys, when it comes to wager size, I have enough of historical data betting into recreational books using Pinnacle as my sharp that has proven to me that Pinnacle is very sharp when it comes to anytime touchdown scores. So normally I would not like the fact that they're taking such small liquidity amounts, but I have enough bets using Pinnacle as my sharp that says you should just do this. Now, I don't bet too many under player touchdowns, but you can do that if you want to with Trey McBride. I guess my other question then is, they have it for the Seahawks game, but what about the NFL? What about the NFL? What about like the Eagles game? So you guys can see they don't have anytime touchdowns yet for the Eagles game. So this is just going to be a Thursday night football only for touchdowns, right? If Pinnacle doesn't have props for the games yet for Sunday, we just have to wait a little bit longer. So that's okay. But I would like the Marvin Harrison Jr. one. Let's go over and let's just take a look at some main markets. And let's look at some games for the NFL, college football. And then we can also maybe take a peek if there is any WNBA. I don't mind taking a peek for some WNBA basketball. If you want to bet some preseason NBA, guys, it's going to be starting next week. You can do that. I normally do bet preseason, but let's take a look at a custom date range of bam to bam. And let's see what we got. Let's look at some minimum maximum odds of minus 200. Let's go to like a plus 150. And that's pretty much it. All right, let's take a look. So let me do this again. I apologize. Let me look at just NFL right now, DVigging to Pinnacle. Let's look at NFL. Okay. Oh, Rams Colts. Where's everybody at on this one? Rams Colts over on FanDuel. Again, early in the week, guys. I don't mind betting this. Where are all the books? Because 47.5 is a key number. They get to 48. 48's an important number. So Circa has the over 49.5. Now, granted, this might be an alt line, right? Because FanDuel's at 49.5 at minus 106. So Pinnacle is going to be the only sports book that has alternate lines. Dude, give me this all day long. I'm in on this. Colts. I mean, the Rams have a very good defense, but I don't mind betting this over. This is an alternate over, as you can see. So we're just going to come down here to all points. And if you are not a believer in my process and system and you want to wait, tune into my stream on Saturday or Sunday. We'll take a look at where the price is currently on the over 47.5 and see if it works for us. I'm going to go 250 on this. Main market, alternate line with the NFL. I love betting that. I'll bet that all day long. I know I went above and beyond my recommended wager size, guys. Doing this long enough, I definitely like that. So we're going to put 250 on that. Appreciate that, Anton. Appreciate that, man. MP, yeah, it would probably I would love to get together with Alex at some point, whether it's virtually or maybe like I go and visit him and we do one like that. If you guys have thrills, I'll first look at the Fever. So the Fever at plus 4.5, this is for Friday. over at No Vig. Again, with the exchanges, guys, they're never going to limit you. So don't worry about placing bets days in advance on ProfitX or No Vig. Don't worry about that. Or 4CX or Bet Openly or Sport Trade. You're never going to get limited placing bets on those books, so you can place them in advance. I'm just going to take a quick little peek over here at the Fever. Bookmaker currently has this at plus 4.5 at minus 108. They're taking $3,200. Pinnacle's taking what, $1,500? And Bookmaker's at minus 108. This is still a very good play on No Vig. I would take this all day long. Bookmaker's taking $3,200. This is only a $1,000 max bet. I would take the Fever plus 4.5. I will be in Pennsylvania a couple days where I could bet this. Right now I can't. If you guys still have access to thrills, the under on the Panthers and the Patriots. How about the Panthers? Was it the Panthers defense that pitched a shutout, or was it the Falcons offense and Michael Penix sucks pitching a shutout? By the way, love to get your guys' thoughts on Jackson Dart. If you're a Giants fan, I'm happy that you're going to be able to see your first round draft pick. I think they should play Jameis and just let the kids sit on the sidelines for another 4 or 5 games and just let them learn more. Because like this schedule, that other than the Saints game, the schedule that the Giants have is so brutal that I feel like you're putting this kid to the wolves. Like, I don't really expect things to get better just because Jackson Dart's playing. I think it's going to be better than Russ, but not a lot better than Russ. So I'd rather just put Russ out there, watch, and then you guys get another high pick. I feel like you guys are kind of playing for next year. But Brian Dable's feeling it on the hot seat, so he's playing for his job. So that's why they're thrusting Jackson Dart into it. If this is over here on Thrills, go bet that under. If you want to, I'd rather bet the under 43.5 than the under 42.5. It's an easier under to hit. Hard Rock, okay. Under 50 at minus 125. Pinnacle's taking 5K here. With Hard Rock, it's usually pretty simple. Again, anything that's under minus 132 odds, I like. So I don't mind this on MGM. It's not going to be as good of an edge or as good of a price on MGM. But if you want to sprinkle that on MGM, I'm cool with that. Yeah, Demo. I mean, that's how I feel. Scattaboo seems to be maybe like a dude. He could be definitely a dude. We know he's a dog, but that boy can play. Neighbors is legit. It's just that their schedule's so brutal. Like, if they go out there and he gets sacked a bunch of times and throws a bunch of picks, like, you're just killing the kid's confidence. Like, I know no one has patience anymore in today's day and age, but like, if you could maybe let him sit the first 8 games and maybe wait until you play the Eagles back-to-back times. Like, their schedule's the hardest schedule in the NFL. So hopefully, though, the kid fights through it and he does well, but I'm just nervous about this. Steelers plus 4.5, plus 3.5. I would take the plus 4.5. Both of these numbers are great. But again, if the Steelers lose 27-23 or 17-13, the plus 4.5 is going to be very beneficial. So if you have a Bet Rivers, if you have a Bally Bet, I would definitely bet the Steelers play. Pinnacle's taking $30,000 on this. $30K. That's a lot of money. This is massively off to everyone else. I have no problem at all betting this play on a Bet Rivers or a Bally Bet, or in my case, when I go back to Pennsylvania, a Sugar House. Bet the Steelers at plus 4.5. I'm also okay if you want to dip down and bet them at plus 3.5. Both of these are very important numbers. They're good. They're the numbers that you want to be on the side of. And this isn't coming from me because I'm a Steelers fan. You could tell me that you're getting the Raiders or the Bears at plus 4.5, plus 3.5. Those are good numbers that you want to be on. So I don't mind that at all. Again, Colts plus 3.5 against the Rams. We're already on this. I'm going to bet this over at Onyx right now if this is out there, because I like this at plus 3.5. Did I bet this already? No, I just bet the over. So we're betting the over. Let's bet the Colts. Let me go ahead and let me log into Onyx first and I'll share my screen. By the way, I'm doing everyone a solid. If you're still doing the Bull Rush Survivor competition, all you have to do on Bull Rush for the first 9 weeks is just submit a bet each week and you advance. If you forget to submit a bet 1 week, you're eliminated from the $100 Survivor pool. There's 111 people left in the competition. They're paying out the top 75 people. If you make it in the 75th place, you make $200. The entry fee was $100. It's a real, you can't enter it right now, but if you are, make sure that you guys submit your pick. It doesn't have to be a pick that wins. You just have to literally submit a pick. All right, so plus 3.5 at minus 110. I have like $211 over here in my Onyx account, and I'm going to send it. It's going to be a full send. I'll put 210 on this play because I like this number plus 3.5. Oh, wait a minute. It's at minus 110. Wait a minute. That's not minus 105. Yeah, that's not minus 105. So that's a little different story at minus 110. I almost made a mistake. I almost goofed. Yeah, not good at minus 110. Minus 105, I like that. So if you can get this at 105 on DraftKings, go ahead and bet this. Commanders, Falcons. I got the Commanders first half money line over at FanDuel. Okay. The under 46.5. It's an alternate line, but I don't mind betting the alts. Where are we at with this? Okay. They moved up a little bit from minus 128 to minus 120. I'm still okay with betting this over at FanDuel. On the under 46.5. I'd probably go just $100 here, or maybe I would put enough to make enough. So let's come over here to the Falcons game. This is assuming that the Falcons offense doesn't get it together. I always love when they say that the offensive coordinator is coming out of the booth and he's coming down to the field. Like, dude, that's not really going to change much. Can you change Michael Penix? Like, Michael Penix has a very quick throwing motion. So I'll go 122 to make 100. There we go. Under 46.5. Falcons have a very good defense. Commanders' defense is fine. It's not bad. Falcons have a very legit defense, though, and their offense sucks. So, I mean, they got some good pieces, but they're just not playing well, mostly because of the quarterback. Sometimes you just can't fix that. Anthony, I don't know if that's crazy, man, dropping it. All right, so kind of concluding the poll right now. Yes, correct. I am not over the age of 40, not yet, but I am 37. 37 today. So almost got Bet Online owes me like $2 in bonus bets, but turned the big 3-7 for any Steelers fans out there that are old enough to know. Carnell Lake, one of my favorite dudes back in the 90s. He was a safety. He was a quiet but strong safety for the Steelers. He was number 37. I go from Jerome Bettis, graduate to Carnell Lake. So, or Rodney Harrison for any like hardcore safety players that love safety football. Carnell Lake. Or Rodney Harrison as well. Under 49.5. Ravens, Chiefs. So here's the thing. The Ravens have a really explosive offense. The Chiefs offense doesn't scare me. They're not the Chiefs offense of old. So I'm fine betting this over at FanDuel. Let me throw this play up. This is going to be a great matchup. It's going to be probably one of the premier games. Under 49.5. The main line is at 48.5. So this is 1 point off. And we're getting an extra point here. So I don't mind that. And I'm not going to bet $60. I'm probably going to bet a little bit more. Where's the alternate totals? There we go. Let's grab this real quick. Over here on the under 49.5. Minus 120. Hard Rock and FanDuel. And I'm going to go a little higher on this one because I have a little bit more belief. This isn't so much an EV edge play, guys. This is me just watching football because I do watch a lot of NFL football. That I have a little bit more belief that this could be a lower scoring game. Now, the Ravens defense has been getting shredded, but I still believe that the Ravens have a good defense. And this is coming from a Steelers fan. Like, the Ravens have a pretty legit defense. So we'll go over there. Danny Jansen, Skunky. Bang, bang, bang. Brew Crew. There we go, Skunky. There we go. Josh, appreciate that, man. Well, you're in a great spot if you're 21. I'd love to trade spots with you. If I knew what I knew then, knew now, I'd definitely do that. And your earning potential is going to be a lot higher than mine based off of your age and where you're at. So we're going to change this over to Bookmaker now, guys. And we're going to focus on college football, okay? And we're just going to remove the WNBA. But you could use Bookmaker for WNBA, but we're going to get rid of that. All right, over 53.5, Alabama, Georgia. I am on Georgia at +3 at +100 odds, -3 at +100 odds. We bet this yesterday morning over at 4CX, an exchange that's available in Arizona that I can use. $69 on this play. Nice. Pinnacle's at +105, but again, Bookmaker is taking more money on this play. So if I was to come over here and type this in, just to give you guys some insight, and I'll show this real quick to you guys, But basically, all I'm doing on the stream here is I'm on my other monitor. I'm looking at this over 53.5 on Bookmaker, and I'm pulling it up, and I'm looking at right here. This right here. What's the max wager size? What's the max wager size right here? And it's $3,200. So that's basically the same as Pinnacle. So this is now where I'm like, okay, Pinnacle feels a certain way about this play. How does it feel? Well, Pinnacle just moved, which I don't like that at all. And interestingly enough, Bookmaker just moved. Again, with OddsJam guys, Gold Plan, Platinum Plan, you have access to this line movement. So Bookmaker moved and then they retreated. Pinnacle moved a little bit. So right here, guys, I don't know how to feel about this because I have two different sharp sports books telling me two different things. And I don't really know, where we feel with Circa. Where's Circa at in all this? BetOnline seems to be at -110. Circa's at -110. So maybe I would say Pinnacle's off, and maybe I would still bet this over 53.5. Marshall on the money line. FanDuel. I might be spending the rest of my money over here on Marshall. Let's go back to the schedule here, and let's look at Marshall and Louisiana. This is going to be UL Lafayette. Marshall money line is at -112, the juice, but they're taking $3,300 here, and so we're getting this at plus odds on FanDuel all day long, all day long. I got $261 here. We're going $250. I'm going to go $250 on this one on Marshall. This is all day. They might not let me bet $250 or $260 on this. No, they will. Nice. They'll let me bet $317. There we go. Marshall money line plus 104. I'm out of money on FanDuel. So bye-bye, FanDuel. See you later. That was fun. But Marshall, Louisiana, I like this, particularly using Bookmaker as my sharp. Pinnacle has this at -105. Bookmaker's at -112. And there's only one sports book offering plus odds on this. I'm not afraid of FanDuel in this spot. Go get them. $10 on Utah State Vanderbilt. We're not going to deep dive into that one. Let's do a quick refresh. What else do we got here? Again, $24 liquidity. I'm not going to deep dive Hawaii Air Force. Same with the Virginia play. Not enough money. Liberty Old Dominion. We bet this early in the week at Old Dominion, -16. It's at -102 odds, so that it's moved against us. I think it's still a very good number to have. If you can get Liberty at plus 15.5. Here's the thing about the plus 15.5. It's kind of a dead number. To me, it is. Okay, now 35.20, I understand that. But, if it's over 14.5, okay. This is still a really good price at ESPN Bet compared to Pinnacle, compared to Bookmaker, compared to FanDuel. So this is a great play on Liberty. The problem for me is that plus 15.5, go ahead and bet this, right? Because there is some scenarios where 15 can be important. The under in Army, East Carolina, plus 105 on ESPN Bet. Again, if you're looking to bet money line spreads and totals, guys, for the NFL and college football, this is the time to do it. So the under 52.5 on Bookmaker. Pinnacle's taking $2K. Bookmaker's taking $3,200. So I have a little bit more confidence in this Bookmaker line compared to the other books. If I wanted to tell you guys what BetOnline was putting up for this, let me see. Let me take a quick gander at what BetOnline is showing in terms of max odds. We can see Bookmakers here. Pinnacle's moved up a little bit in the last day or so. But if I'm going over and I'm taking a look at football, and I'm looking at college football, and we're looking at this Army-East Carolina game, right? Yep. So the max wager size on BetOnline is $3,100. So BetOnline's taking a $3,100 wager. Bookmaker's taking $3,200. I would rather lean on these two books as sharps compared to Pinnacle. They're taking more money. More money means that they have more confidence in their plays, right? It's just like if I told you, hey, dude, I'll bet you $10 that this under hits. That's a different scenario if I told you, hey, dude, I'll bet you $1 million that this under hits. You can tell that I have two different confidence levels on this play based off of how much I'm offering you to wager on this. $10 compared to $1 million. That's the same thing here. These books have more confidence because they're taking higher wager sizes compared to Pinnacle. So don't lean for college football Pinnacle. They're fine. Don't use them as your first choice. Use Bookmaker and BetOnline as your first choice. And maybe even FanDuel in that case. Understand that when you're looking at Middle Tennessee, Kennesaw State, two things. Number one, this is Conference USA football. I believe it's Conference USA. Not as much action and interest in Conference USA compared to the SEC. Number two, this is -7.5. That's a very important number. Middle Tennessee loses by 7. You're on the end of the hook. You lose. Remember, key numbers in football. I'd rather have Jacksonville State +3.5 than Kennesaw State -7.5. Kennesaw State might win by 42. Might not even matter, but they might win by 7. So think about that. Yeah, a lot of good plays here. Rice at +14. I'm cool with that. Again, I don't need a deep dive Fanatics. If you have Fanatics, they're one of the easiest books to make money on. Just go bet it. Oklahoma State at +20.5. Like this Colorado and Oklahoma State, this is kind of the tweener, right? Where 20 and 6 are important, right? Could be a 27-21 game. Could be, I don't know, could be a 41-20 game, right? So both of these land in like they have some value with their number, but they're also like a half point away from being very valuable. So think about that as well. Yeah, Jam Miller, running back, Keenan on defense. Yeah, MP, it's going to be a great weekend of college football. Very, very good weekend of college football. All right, let's do a live birthday update with my underdog because I think one of my slips might have concluded. Maybe not. No, I was waiting to find out what happened. Not that slip. I was waiting to find out. No, that's the Murray slip. So I was waiting to find out what happened with these two because we got the under on both these guys. The match might not be over yet, but it would be really nice to cash this one. So we'll just have to kind of wait and see. We'll have to wait and see on that one. Okay. Let's take a look at some DFS as we kind of wrap up the stream. Tomorrow, guys, there won't be an evening stream like there is right now. There'll be a morning stream. We'll look for some Thursday night value for player props for the Cardinals and the Seahawks because I am catching a red-eye flight tomorrow night, and I got to be at the airport, and there's a bunch of flying going on, so that'll be the case. Headed back to Pittsburgh for the weekend. Weather looks absolutely perfect in Pittsburgh. Introducing my girlfriend to everybody there, which will be very exciting. She might be very nervous, but I have supreme confidence that everyone's going to love her. We're going to hit up this 3-pick slip on PrizePicks right now. If you guys are following me on Pickett, this is not the account that I'm showcasing currently on Pickett. So if you're going to tail some of my plays, remember you're not going to see this anymore because I was able to access a different PrizePicks account. Again, you could probably use Blake Snell right here if you wanted to. But there we go. And again, guys, I try to make sure that I keep certain accounts on certain devices. So that's why you're never going to see my other account on this device for PrizePicks because I don't log into multiple accounts on the same device. It's a big, big no-no. Don't do that. That would be my only advice that I can give you on multi-accounting. There we go. There's the 3-pick PrizePick entry, courtesy of the DGF AI slip generator. What else do we got? 3-pick entry over here. Again, this is the college football play. We played the Scoto play earlier. We didn't play Jackie Love. It was a slightly different play over on Underdog. But if you want to, this would be the 3-pick entry on Underdog that you could go after right now. Yeah, I am kind of going opposite. I'm going with Georgia -3. We'll see. Maybe there's a chance they win by 3. Maybe Bama comes out and just blitz, Bama blitz. Roll Tide Willie. I want to know where Roll Tide Willie's going to be watching the game on Saturday. That dude's insanely crazy. Duran and Schneider, if you guys still want to put together a 2-leg parlay, we bet one earlier over on Props Builder, but you can hit this one up right here. Appreciate that, Antoine. Really, really, really kind of you to say, man. Really appreciate that. And appreciate all you guys tuning in. Appreciate all you guys with the birthday love and the subscribers and tuning in, guys. Means a lot. Helps me out a lot. And we're going to be obviously getting ready because the NBA's coming. And if this is your first fall of tuning into the stream or using Odds Jam, you're going to get ready. You're going to pinch yourself on the first slate of NBA games. That there's like 9 or 10 games in one day. You're not going to know what to do. You're really not going to know what to do. Because you're going to be like, I think I have to put in my 2-week notice and quit my job immediately because there's going to be so many plays out there. If you guys want to put together a 2-pick entry on Fliff, only has a 1% edge. I would put like a 1/10 of 1 unit on this play. Little sprinkle, but for my Fliff people out there, RIP Fliff in Arizona. I believe the Fliff's still viable in Pennsylvania, so I could use Fliff while I'm in Pennsylvania. Again, a lot of these books that are dead to me in Arizona, Rebet, Fliff, Novig, ProfitX, they are alive and well in Pennsylvania. So when I go over there this weekend, that'll bring a big smile to my face. I will lose access to the DFS books when I'm in Pennsylvania, but I will gain access to the ProfitX, the Novigs, the Fliffs, the Rebets, and that'll be a lot of fun. Also, guys, if you don't know, you cannot make withdrawals for your ProfitX account if you're located in a state that is not eligible for ProfitX. So I have money in the account right now that I can't use and I can't make a withdrawal. You have to be in a state that the location is valid for you to make withdrawals. So for you guys that are traveling to states that are trying to open up a ProfitX account and you can use in that state, remember to withdraw your money before you leave, because otherwise it's going to be stuck there. It's BS, but them's how ProfitX kind of has it. Appreciate that recap. Thanks, man. LVG, I think it was under his 3.5 strikeouts. Pretty sure that's what the play was. Or over 3.5 strikeouts. So this is a good play. If you want to take 2 of those plays, add in the Blake Snell play, that's definitely something I would take advantage of. For football guys, again, they got some good, I think they got a Jalen Hurts play. Yeah, Jalen Hurts. Use this up. I haven't used it yet. I will use this. Definitely worth it. Let's see if we can maybe put together like the Blake Snell one, right? Maybe we'll take this 5-pick entry. Let's do this. Cool. And then let's add the Blake Snell play here. And then we'll play this as a flex. There we go. All right. So we're going to put this Blake Snell. This is how I'm going to use my Blake Snell. Anybody that wants to check it out. All right, guys, that's the stream. Back tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Pacific, to really lock in some Thursday Night Football. Again, appreciate all the birthday wishes. Have an awesome Wednesday, guys. If nothing else, I'll check you out tomorrow. Take care.